Right there, this is where I found Jozef when he was an orphan. Right there, you see that?
What are your memories of fighting?
I was like, what is this for an ugly baby? But doesn't matter, someone needed to help him. So I raised him to the best of my ability. now he's back home in Hiroshima, under the bridge. That's where his life started, and this is where it will end.
I'm following Jozef and his coach Dima to Japan. They're here to work on their wrestling, as well as training with some of Jozef's former opponents that have since become great training partners and friends. I'm curious how that dynamic works, as well as how Jozef will do cross-training with Olympic-level wrestlers. Plus, Japan, well, it's always a vibe.
I'm just like, but they don't know we want to use them together.
Okay.
If you introduce all three, they understand you can use them together.
Okay.
And I think this is one of the most important parts of this type of like half guard.
What the fuck?
This is very strange.
Of the peak taste.
Is this like the elite hairstyle?
No, he definitely has it better than me. It's Kenta's brother.
Damn.
Well, I hope so. I feel weak compared to Kenta. I feel weak.
My name is Manabu Takashima, who working today as an MMA journalist since 1995. 2021, it's Abu Dhabi to qualify against Kenta. And then I never know about him before he fought against Kenta. But I believe that Kenta is the best grappler in Japan. But at the time, it's 17 years old Taiwanese kids made a really good job. That's why I got a really strong impression. And after that, I started to follow to him. And then, especially when he come down to Japan last year to the Gladiator show to make a fight against Sinji Morita as a cage grappling fight. But his technique-wise, he's so great.
All right, so the topic for today is defending the back, and so dealing with the threat of the strangle, and then our ability to clear hooks is going to be a little bit more difficult.
What did you think about the seminars here, and what's it like teaching a seminar with a translator?
It's fun, I would say. I think if you only do 2 hours, it's not too bad. If you would go beyond 2 hours, maybe it would be a little bit more, not frustrating, but harder to deal with. But for 2 hours, it's actually fun because you can show less technique. And I'm a big fan of less technique opposed to a lot of technique because people can usually memorize only 1 or 2 things. So I would rather teach less than more. So it's not too bad, to be honest.
Yeah, you're a cult leader.
I am a cult leader. If you have a little bit of autism in you, I can control you. I will also have a Patreon soon. Patreon. Oh, damn. How to not get foot sweep.
Why don't you do OnlyFans?
With you?
I've been watching Jozef beat up black belts since he turned 16. So to see him in a position where he's not dominant is highly unusual. But also it makes sense if he wants to improve his stand-up game.
Yeah, we are blessed to have a good training session today with high-level wrestling athletes. One of them even won the World Championship, so best in the world. And we can test our skills that we develop right here and also see how bad we really are when it comes to wrestling. And I think he learned a lot from it. I definitely learned a lot from it, and we have also Kenta with us, so it's good to have multiple views of different games. And we can actually also see that there are some areas where we are not too bad, especially when we change the judo and wrestling together. So we found a little of success with this today, but for the most part, both of them got pretty destroyed pretty hard.
I think you can interact with the wrestlers here more easily. Here, we got to feel like real championship level wrestling.
Yeah, so I mean, I just know I have good training partners here in Japan, like Kenta, and then I know there's some great like wrestling training partners that are here, especially for Polaris. I want to try wrestle a little bit more.
Actually, both of them surprised me with cool stuff. For example, Kenta actually hit a Kosotogake. Even if you get thrown a million times by a world champion, if you can do one thing, you did something right. So we've been actually talking about this move and practicing it, all three of us, because I believe this is a game-changing move. So was really happy to see this. Was also really happy to see Jozef doing the overhook stuff, because we started developing this after the Taza match at trials. So that was the first thing I told him, you need an overhook. So good stuff, even if they got smashed pretty bad.
He was flawed.
成国大使です。柔術のトップの選手と、こうやってレスリングを通じて、コミュニケーションが取れることすごく嬉しく思っています。本当に柔術の選手たくさん練習しますけど強い選手ばかりで本当にレスリングの試合にも出てほしい選手がいっぱいいて僕の練習にもなりますね。はい。
What's the story of this photo here?
いやいや。
So what's the story of this?
はい。これはその2022年の世界選手権で優勝した時の写真ですね。はい。
Is wrestling with a jiu-jitsu person very different?
やっぱり違いますけどやっぱりなんだろう柔術の選手はレスリングにもすごい対応ができてるし岩本さんの場合はやっぱり体が強い本当にレスリングのトップの選手ぐらいの体の強さを持ってるのでルールさえ覚えれば多分レスリングでも結構上位にいけると思います。はい。ジョセフはやっぱりなんだろう若いってところもありますけどやっぱりレスリングにすぐ対応できる能力があるのでジョセフもレスリングをしたらすぐ強くなると思います。
Who's a better wrestler, Jozef or Kenta?
どっちにもいいところがあるんで優劣はあんまりつけられないんですけどどうだろうな直接やったら僕は岩本さんの方が強く感じます。僕は。
Yeah, it was a great training experience. Definitely learned a lot. Probably got close to 150 points scored on me, so yeah, definitely a lot to practice.
For sure, yeah.
Great experience.
He beat us up pretty bad, but we learned some techniques. We learned a lot of things that we would otherwise have never been able to learn if we didn't have a chance to practice with him. So we're very happy.
Especially this day broke him a little, but only to build him stronger the next day. So I think he adjusted pretty good and pretty quick. So yeah, it's normal. He's 19. He wants to win everything. Like you need to look at him if he loses any single game. He's so mad and pissed. So, but yeah, we will fix that in the future. Like for the most part, he doesn't have that. So, but yeah, he definitely felt it a little bit.
次の電車をご利用ください。
Hold on, let me see this again. Wow, it looks like Shrek.
Give me a second, I have stuff as well.
No, bro, I'm showing a nice picture of you.
Bro, I literally saw the picture.
You didn't saw the picture. I showed him a nice picture of you.
Sure, bro.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Like, look at this picture. It is beautiful, right?
Definitely.
Good picture.
Yeah.
You know, I love the thing like this. Wait, Dima. Show more. This is probably one of the best moments of my life. Rohit will remember this. But
Yeah, it was a really nice moment. Really, really nice moment.
This is also Dima.
That's what he does in his free time, by the way. Like in the free time, he wants me to study his tape, and he watches some pictures of me and analyzes them.
One figure in Jozef's circle that has fascinated me is Kenta. a former and a current opponent of Jozef, who also happens to be one of his best training partners and best friends.
Kenta, forget ABCC. Let's go to wrestling.
I'm gonna go buy my shoes today.
Yeah.
Before like competitions, he likes to hug people, hug his friends.
Like just for luck or for what?
Like, he just likes to hug for relaxation. He's touchy. Yeah. So my name is Kenta. I train jiu-jitsu for right now full time for 8 years now, and training out of Japan. And now my main goal is to win the upcoming ADCC. So we are at Meiji Jingu right now. It's the shrine, one of the famous like big shrines in Japan. And when I was 18 or 19, I randomly popped up with this idea of wanting to go to like a beach. I was living in Shinjuku at the time, so I just decided to go to the nearest beach by foot. So that's like almost like a 100-kilometer walk. It took me 27 hours to get to the beach. Yeah, I was just eating McDonald's and just stood up and went for the beach. I actually swam in the beach. So on my way back, all my clothes were wet.
What is Jozef like as a buddy?
The first impression I got from him already made me feel a bit comfortable with him, actually. Even before we fought, we talked a little bit. As we were coming up, we knew we were gonna fight. And I remember him saying, like sitting down and saying to me, like, I'm scared.
First time I heard of Kenta was when so you have to understand when the trials happened. I think it was 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in Germany. So that's where I actually go to sleep. I wake up and I saw that Jozef had 7 matches. So I was like, oh, Jozef won the trials, perfect. So I watch all the matches and then I see him getting fucked up by Kenta. And I'm like, fuck, who's this guy?
Like my impression of him when I was going into the match is like, okay, he's a guard puller and leg locker. So it was definitely a change when I started competing against him, where it's like, oh, he's more of a top player now. Where did all this top pressure come from?
2022, I believe, for Asian trials, I was checking everyone in the list, competitors list, and I saw like a B team guy, and I didn't know who he was, and it said purple belt on the website, so I just ignored him at first. I didn't know it was good until I fought him.
Oh wow, so literally the first real impression you got of Jozef was when you fought him.
I fought him and I felt him. I think I played bottom first, and I can feel his. I was on top, but I think he did a leg lock. I had to sit down and defend, and he got on top, and that's when I felt like, oh shit, this is gonna be a real fight.
Then yeah, going into the match, I expected him to pull and play leg locks, and then that really wasn't the case. And then I ended up he won in overtime when he took me down, and I believe it was right before time ended, because I thought I was losing the match, so I had to stand up and try to get a takedown, and then he decided me.
And he was exhausted when he went up against Kenta, and we all hated Kenta. We were like, we hated him. That stupid Japanese boy, like, how dare he beat Joe? You know, and then straight after the match, Joe's like, hey mom, got a new friend. I'm like, okay, who? Kenta. I'm like, who? That Japanese guy?
Even the next day we got to train together, and then I told him, for prepping for the actual ADCC, I wanted to train at B team, and from there we started hanging out.
And then afterwards I talked to him, and he just seemed super nice. It's only a few months out from ADCC, and I told him he should come to B team to prepare for ADCC. Everyone's very welcoming at B team, and I told him this, and so he actually came. And then that's when I started becoming close to him. I remember when I first, like, my first interaction with him at B team was like a little bit awkward, but we ended up like hanging out a fair bit.
And how would you describe Kenta like outside of his jiu-jitsu? I'm gonna ask what he's like as a roommate in a second, but just as a person, because I've heard you describe him as like the least Japanese guy you've ever met. But yeah,
I mean, I'm not by far not an expert in what Japanese people are like, because I guess my sample size is very skewed towards jiu-jitsu people. But I think he's definitely, the word isn't like it's not the most appropriate, but like wild to some degree, like undomesticated. Like, I think wild implies too much craziness. I don't think he's crazy in terms of like there's a large, it's not like so much energy, but it's like untamed, you know?
Sure.
Like, I feel like he's not too concerned about how other people think of him. He just does what he thinks you should do, and it's like, in a very good way. He's not selfish. Like, he'll be selfless when it's necessary, and he's considerate of others, but it's also, I think he's quite aware of how he wants to conduct himself and like what's important to him, and I think it's quite cool.
So what was it like living with him?
I think untamed is most easily illustrated by his hairstyle in the morning, you know? He uses the most toilet paper out of any roommate I've ever had, but it could be also a reflection of what he was trying to do at the time, and he was trying to beat his lactose intolerantness. So this could also be a contributing factor. He likes to eat other people's food.
He's very protective of his food.
Even if it's unopened.
He even counts how many fish.
It's not off limits.
So we are supposed to share like a bag of fish.
Even if you don't ask.
He even counts how many I took and how many he eats.
Generally, I'm happy sharing food as long as it's like discussed.
You've been accused of stealing fish.
Yeah.
Is this factual?
You're under oath now. I want to apologize here that so Owen was also living with us, and I unintentionally stole Owen's sausages, even though at the time Owen was kind of broke. Owen
buys his own sausages with his own money. Not with Kenta. Puts it in the fridge.
And he used all his like savings to buy like 4 sausages packs.
It's like 6, 7, 8 sausages. Kenta cooks all of them and eats all of them.
Intentionally, I ate them, the whole of it.
Owen comes downstairs and he like looks over. He's like, "Are those my sausages?" And Kenta's like, "Oh, these are yours." And I'm out there. I'm like, "Kenta, did you buy those sausages?" He's like, "No." And I'm like, "Then are they yours?" He's like, "No, I thought." I don't know exactly what he said, but the point was they weren't his, and he was eating them. And he was like, "Oh." And this is what he says. He says to this day, it's like he only feels bad for eating Owen's sausages, nothing else.
For the Jozef fish, I don't feel sorry for that because we were supposed to share.
Wait, so how did you accidentally eat Owen's sausages?
I thought it was the house. It was already the house already had the sausage.
Okay.
That's my excuse.
That makes sense.
It's unintentional.
Given Jozef and Kenta are both competitive, yet somehow best friends, it's always fascinating to me to watch their dynamic across everything.
Just because you crash into the corner doesn't mean you enter the corner well. You actually have to brake. I did. You use my car as a brake.
Of course, jiu-jitsu he's competitive, but in other aspects too. For example, like Mario Kart or like Initial D. So he said he's good at bowling. He did like 25 games before. We did 2 games. The first one, he was the worst, and I got the highest point.
I need to watch some bowling YouTube videos.
I know. I like making him think he lost.
Yeah.
But the second game, somehow he like adjusted and he was able to like get the highest score. And then he keeps bragging about it for the next couple hours.
So for bowling, I was also being cocky because it's fun. I was telling him there's no way he could beat me at bowling, blah, 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 blah. And I ended up having like the worst game. My first game was the worst out of everyone. And then so he was like laughing at me and stuff like this. And I was like also getting salty. But then the second game, I got the highest score. So.
He's competitive everywhere, I feel like. I'm competitive in jiu-jitsu and what I choose to be competitive in, but he's competitive everywhere. Like Even little games.
I have the argument where it's like I made the most improvement, and I'm not only the most improved, but I had the highest score in one game. But he just said, "Oh, it's the total score." I'm like, "Bro, you need a warm-up round, right?" But anyways, so depending on how you view that, one of us is a better bowler.
They can go, Kenta and Jozef can go really hard against each other, and they can go easy on each other, and there's almost no risk of injury because they know their games so well. And this is the second part, like Kenta knows Jozef's game better than anyone else, I would say, on the mat, and he has a great style against Jozef. So even if Jozef improves a lot and fucks up other people, when he trains with Kenta, he has a hard time because they know each other so well. Same with Kenta. So this is the perfect spot to elevate already skills that you have. Having someone that is almost on your level, a little bit better, a little bit worse, and that's where you can actually sharpen your skills and test your skills. It's a fine line between these two. It's harder to develop new skills on these, but they have enough training partners to do it. And even if they want to develop skills, one can go slower than the other because they know each other so well, and this is a very valuable thing to have a training partner like this.
My other training partner will be so tired by the end of like a couple hours later that they wouldn't be able to catch up. Like they wouldn't have the same focus because they're too tired. But with Jozef, I can go with the training like without no issue. You know, I don't have to be worrying about the other training partner how tired they get because we have the same passion.
And then I'm like, get the fuck away.
Knowing that you'll be possibly competing against Jozef in ADCC, and knowing he's very competitive, how does that make you feel?
I think it's a good, it could be a good storyline.
Yeah.
For the viewers. Maybe not good for us because we gotta, it's a competitive, a competitive world. So like myself as a competitor, it's very interesting to see such like two people very close to each other having to fight. We don't see this many times.
And so if it's Kenta and Jozef in the finals, ADCC, World Championships, what's your first thought?
I know Kenta's weaknesses. I will put some 7-Eleven snacks across the mat and then scream, Kenta, there's a snack. He will look at it and then Jozef will blast double him into oblivion. So yeah, no, that will make me actually happy. Like, this is the best outcome that I can imagine for ADCC, that both of these guys are in the final.
And so when it comes to the prospect of competing against Kenta, I mean, I'll definitely try to beat him, but if he beats me, it won't upset me too much because he'll be the better person. He'll be the better competitor. If he puts up a performance that beats me, that means he deserves to beat me. I don't think it's a matter of like, it's like the person who should win will win, you know? And I hope if he does beat me, I hope that he goes on to do as well as he can. You know, it'll be bittersweet if he does, and I hope he shares a similar sentiment if I were to beat him, where it's like, there's a certain degree of like, oh, that sucks, right? Because I trained with him so much and so on. But there's also like, there's not just like the selfish desire for me to win, but also like, because he's such a good friend of mine, I want him to do well as well. So in either case, there's good and bad to it.
Given Kenta and Jozef are in the same weight class, whether it's ADCC or CJI, the odds that they will face each other again in the future are extremely high.
If you guessed the fish correctly, or the weight of the fish, it was like a fairly big fish, that you would get something for free. And because it was in Japanese, we relied on Kenta's translation.
Get it for free if you can say it.
Let me guess it. Let me guess it.
Where is it? Whoa, it's huge. Whoa, bro.
I'm getting used to seeing the boys being competitive, but this time they're working together to beat a sushi restaurant at their own game.
I think it's around
Don't say pounds.
Something 30 to 40 kilograms. What do you think?
Bro, I trust you. I trust you.
No, bro. From here,
see it. Then go closer. Okay.
Literally
walk over there and check.
I saw it, but I can't hold it. If I hold it, the fish is dirty.
Wait.
Let's say 36, 7.
Okay, I trust you. With this
No, don't trust me on this. This is hard. Okay.
36.7?
Yeah, 36.7.
Imagine if we get a whole fish.
I know.
I just want to see fish on fish markets with weight.
I don't even know what that fish is.
Wait.
Maybe it's less.
So, hey, we have.
Maybe it's less.
Oh, here.
Oh, yeah, here. All right.
How much do you think it is? How much do you think it weighs? What do you think? What do you think?
It could be something between 30 and 37, like something like this, yeah.
So what? Bro.
Let's stick with it.
Yeah,
Let's
okay,
just
I think, yeah.
All right.
20 kilogram.持てない。No up.
Oh, less than 20.
Less than 20.
So you can change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's told us?
Did he say
Less than
exact?
20. Less than 20.
Okay, then 17.5.
17.5.
Yeah. That was cheating. I like it.
So you got to do this.
Probably 16.5.
So the middle.
Yeah, the middle.
All of us. We did Ching, Shang, Shong, and then we Shong.
I don't know what this game is, but okay.
It is the original scissors, stone, paper.
Not
Ching, Shang, Shong. Ching, Shang, Shong. You won. Okay.
16.5.
16.5.
You direct kilograms, right? Yeah. Not grams.
16.5. She did it! She did it! Josh, she did it on the live. So what's the thing now?
Probably.
So this is the price. Wow.
Not as hype as I thought.
We were in this on the assumption that we would have gotten the whole fish. And I mean, in hindsight, quite unrealistic. Like, what are we going to do with the whole fish?
We leave Tokyo and head towards Hiroshima, where another of Jozef's former opponents is welcoming Jozef for training.
Yeah, so I know Sinji Morita from around a year ago when I had my match with him, and have been friendly with him ever since. And I've seen him a few times at Asia Open and then Asia Trials, and every time we talk about I'll come into my gym, do a seminar, and I always say, I want to visit you, train with you, and such things. So, and now is the right time, and then it ended up working out that I was able to come here and train with him and do a seminar at his gym. So.
Only working in wrestling if you're
Okay, so my name is Sinji Morita. I'm from Hiroshima. Now I run 3 gyms in both Hiroshima and Iwakuni. So where we are right now, it's Iwakuni. This is the first gym I opened 3 years ago. I think I only watched his fight against Kenta and his fight against Andrew Tackett. Both fights he was playing guard. So I didn't expect him to be that good at standing. He took me down in like maybe 20 seconds. So this time I trained with Jozef and I feel so much improvement from the fight we had. And I feel he went this much, maybe I went like this. So I feel the difference. Wow. So I think the secret is his attitudes towards training, how he's eager to learn new things. So I can feel he's always working on new stuff. And his coach Dima was with him this time. So after every round, he goes to Dima to discuss like options he has. And it's very inspiring for me to watch because Jozef is like one of the best grapplers in the world right now. He's like, even when he's visiting Iwakuni for a seminar, he's like trying to develop new skills, working on new things. It was very inspiring.
Let me give him one of these and then you give him the girl one.
Which one are you hoping for?
This one. This is Linus. Wait, let me show you. Linus is one of my students and he has an endless gas tank.
See which one this is? Hey, bro, Linus is.
We have it. Wait.
Good job.
Look at this.
Okay,
Wow.
anyways, here you go. Here are 2 balls.
Congrats.
You have to bring this.
No, I'm not bringing this one, bro.
No,
You have enough space to bring this.
I don't.
Yes, you do. Bye bye.
Wait, hey.
Hiroshima soul food. It's okonomiyaki. So after the World War II, Hiroshima was destroyed because of the bomb, atomic bomb, and we had to make food with something available: egg, noodle, and like cabbage. That's what okonomiyaki is made of. It's very simple, but in terms of nutrition, it's good and it's cheap. So it became popular after the war. So people in Hiroshima, pretty much everybody, I think, is in love with okonomiyaki. Personally, I can eat it every day, and it's a kind of food that you don't get tired of. There are many okonomiyaki restaurants in Hiroshima, and when people visit my gym, I always take them to okonomiyaki.
We are actually here to ask Jozef and Dima their game plan for the upcoming Polaris tournament, but they get distracted, arguing who's better at skipping stones across the water.
So when you were 20 years old. Six.
Oh yeah, I need a couple of.
I won. I definitely won.
Which technique are you using? Like this or like this? Let me do it first.
That playful yet competitive dynamic Jozef has with Kenta, he clearly also has with Dima.
Let's try this.
You have to imagine that mindset is part of the reason he became such a good competitive
Bro,
grappler.
there's a huge rock. It's hard to spin. You cracked your own rock?
I need to make fire. Fire.
You was lying.
Ah!
I definitely won that one.
Hey, wait, let me do another one. Give me another one. The question was, who can make the other one more aggressive? And the answer is I can.
I do it
make
more
you
effectively.
Okay, it's not about the effectiveness. If I won the competition that we hold
I mean,
it right
but
now.
we didn't establish a metric for success.
We did. Who can make the other one more aggressive?
I definitely win.
No.
The thing is, actually, your peak level of aggressiveness is just not very aggressive. We saw how far you could throw the rock yesterday. It was like 2 meters.
Bro, again, you're on a diet. I can't upset you too much. And I showed you it. I said it in camera, it's 50%. I said it, that I will throw 50%. So my 50%...
It looked like 5%. But
it was 50. He's just bad with math. Just can't count to 10. Count to 10. Do it for me.
I thought it was 5% of your strength.
No, count it to 10. I prefer to start with competitive people and then make them uncompetitive, because then you have the best of both. If you're too competitive, you can ruin your life. If you ruin your life, your sport will suffer under this. So, but if you're not competitive at all, you will not care. So you need to be very competitive, but then you also need to understand how to think about being competitive. So a mix between being indifferent and competitive, I think it's the best.
Most of the time in the gym, the way I'll approach a round is I'll try to take the hardest path to win. So if someone's a wrestler, I'll try to wrestle them. If someone's a Berimbolo guy, I will try to engage in Berimbolo battles with that as much as I can. And this is very contrary to how I would approach other things. But that's because I'm trying to pursue growth in jiu-jitsu, whereas I don't care how good I am at a random board game.
Like this upcoming Polaris tournament, right? What is the significance of it for you guys?
I think it's pretty significant for the beginning of the ADCC year. Because now we have probably a couple of matches where we can test the new skills that we built, because I really wanted Jozef to excel in 2 or 3 skills from the standing position. And in the end, if you look at his game, in tournaments, not in training, this is the department where he's the least known of. Yeah. So if we can incorporate the things that I believe are pretty good, plus his already good developed skill set, we can actually do some damage at ADCC. So in this tournament, we can test the skills that we think are pretty good and see where we maybe had some mistakes or where we excelled in the skill development department and the game planning.
You can make the argument that maybe my strategy going into Polaris now isn't optimal in some ways, because we're working on certain things that might not be my A game. And so winning, this doesn't reflect that winning is the first priority. The first priority is trying to gauge the skills that we're practicing. And then the second priority is winning. Definitely winning ADCC would be very nice. I think that'd be great, and setting myself up for a career, whether that be in coaching or being somewhere in jiu-jitsu and being able to make a living. And then after that, yeah, trying to figure out spending time with family, and then figuring out what else I'm going to be doing, because my family is pretty spread out, so trying to think where I'll live long term as well, because that's also not clear to me. I don't really have a base right now. Right now I'm just traveling, so for the past, 3 years at this point. So trying to figure that out. I think that'll be one of my main goals right now. That's next to jiu-jitsu. But yeah.
Dima is a pretty brilliant strategist, but also claims to be a master at ping pong, the best freestyle German rapper, also the greatest prospect to never make it in pro wrestling.
Something will come for you. A nice export from China, Taiwan, South Africa and Germany. You can't handle this. You can't even handle one country. Now you get 4 to 5. Maybe I had another one. And what you gonna do now? Nothing. Immigration, we are already past that point. We are already in London and we are coming to get your country as well.
In the next episode, we follow Jozef to Dima's hometown gym in Berlin. We meet some unique characters out there. We learn how Jozef deals with losing and go on a side quest to the Netherlands.
Sure, bro. I'm not even...